My name is JC Van Luyn, and welcome to my song class. Song class. Yeah. So, I was working on a song and apparently my G string.
Did he just say G string?
And I'm not talking about the underwear kind either. So I'm going to teach you guys today how to change your guitar strings. You could either do it with your hands or teeth, or the easy way with this.
The easy
It has a built-in
way.
string winder, and also a string clipper. I usually do this one string at a time to keep the tension between the strings, but since I haven't cleaned the neck and the frets in a while, it's best to take them all off to get a good cleaning done. Alright, so let's get started. And make sure when you're winding the right way. You don't want to tighten the string, you want to loosen it. So go to the loosen direction. And I usually keep them attached before I change the string, so. The neck's dirty. Got a dirty neck.
Dirty.
Alright, so once I remove the string, I usually leave them on here still. I don't take them off yet, so I can compare with the new string. And I usually replace the top ones going down, so the big string.
Whoa.
So I actually had more grime than I thought. So
Grimy.
luckily, this hotel has some old toothbrush here, and I'll be using that to get rid of this grime off.
Whoa.
Just make sure you use a toothbrush that doesn't take off paint or anything like that. And don't forget to brush up here too.
Whoa.
So I usually buy my strings in bundles, and this one right here, this particular one, has one big bag and 3 little bags for each string. Well, not each string, but they paired it up with a big string and a small string. Like for instance, I got a medium size strings. I like the sound of the warmth of the mediums. And like this first string right here is I would start with the biggest one, so it's going to be 0.056, and it's paired up with a 0.026. So you could definitely determine which is the bigger string. So we'll start with a big string. For me, it's 0.056. Because within each string, there's no labels, but you could tell the difference which one is the 0.056, the bigger one, versus the little one, which is the 0.026. So, usually, if you have trouble taking these things out, you can use the winder too from that.
The easy way.
Okay, place that somewhere. Take that out and place this. And place this back in. And there you go. Make sure you compared it to if it was the right string. And what I usually do, place this through here. Make sure it's the E, the top one, which is this. It's this one right here. And people do it differently. This has worked for me anyway. So what I usually do is maybe an inch or two, give it some slack and kind of push it down. And what I would do is kind of bend this a little bit. Alright, make sure I know where I'm turning here. And also take note that all these strings right here, should kind of face the inner way. All going to be inside, not this way. If I turn it this way here, so that's the correct way. See how the string kind of goes in and between, and if you go the other way, just a little string here. See how it is? If you turn the other way, that means you're going the wrong way, and how it's not realigning where the groove of the string should be. So make sure they're all coordinated that way, and lets you know that you're winding it correctly. Okay. So once we have that, get your winder, and you can see why I bent that to make it catch a little more.
Whoa.
And I don't try to tune at this time, but if I did, usually I would tune it while I'm changing the strings one at a time. But in this purpose anyway, we took off all the strings and barely just get rid of some of that slack, and it should be good to go. And you can see there's a lot of string wrapping around there. So what I could do now is cut it with the clippers. So string 1, top string, E string is done. Move on with the second one, call it. But you'll notice that some of these strings will only require a little bit, maybe an inch, like what I did with this one. And some of the skinnier strings, the thinner strings, will require a lot more to wrap around the tuning post. And it all comes down to practice and changing them as often as you can. Also, so I'm working on the second string right now. I just wanted to add a note here. Usually, as you can see, there's holes in the tuning posts. What I usually do is I like to face them north and south. So if you can see that, and if you notice, these aren't north and south right now, but I like them north and south. Easier visualization, and also it helps with having the string between the tuning posts, as I explained on the first string. So I'll be putting that on now. So like I said, it's north and south, and I usually give, for this one right here, maybe almost an inch and a half, something like that. And once I give it an inch and a half, right there, I slide it down and kind of pinch it to grab a little hold whenever I'm winding the string. Alright, and a little trick, what I usually do is have the other finger here, kind of hold it. What happens when you're winding up, it usually slips off. So I had problems with that. This is what I usually do. So I got that here, it's already bent, and it's kind of facing over here. So and it has bent that there. And my finger here, I hold on here, and to kind of straighten the string out while I'm turning it here. Now, once it starts latching on, you can see here, and I usually make sure that the string is right underneath this right here. If you can see that. Once it loops around, I like to get it underneath, make it nice and clean. So what I'm doing here now, I'm kind of tugging it to get that traction. And let's get that nice loop. And it's all in practice and how long the string around the tuning posts. Just takes practice. So I'm still tugging and tugging. As you can see, it's a little much harder than the first string. And also you got to watch out for your bridge pins. Make sure they are tucked down, because sometimes they loosen up and just pop right back out. So always keep watch out of that. And you can usually hear it. You can hear it now. Kind of slipping. Give it a little push. So that should be good enough. Oh, and back in the days when I didn't have any pliers, or I just want to do something cool or make it look cool, you could have these rings. Basically just loop around, pass the string underneath, over, underneath, over. So you want to be all swag about it and stylish.
Swag.
You could have something like that. Make sure you get rid of that as short as you can, or just cut it off. Yeah. So little bit of a bling bling swag there.
Swag.
All right. Let's move on. So another trick that I forgot to mention is replacing all the strings and placing all the bridge pins on them already. So they're already ready for you to go after changing them. You don't have to switch it one by one and knock it all out at one time. Just make sure it's the right strings on each bridge pin. So you got this nice V shape here, and if it doesn't look like that, you're probably winding the tuning posts incorrectly. So make sure it's that upside down V shape for you guys. So it's the last one for me. If you haven't noticed, the lower strings, the thinner strings, are much harder to change than the big guys up here. So I'm at the last one. Give it like an inch and a half. Slack. Push that in. Bend it. Yeah, let's start going here. Knock a tug.
Whoa.
Makes it look pretty. Watch out for those bridge pins. Like I said, you cut this all out or make some string bling with that. You actually make some extra string bling. Not bad, huh? Give this to your girl. Will you marry me? Anyways, yeah. Let's cut these off. And as far as the old strings, I usually wrap them up in a circle and put a date on them. It just, I don't know, I'm sentimental about that. I wrote songs on those strings, so I kind of tell when I change them which songs I wrote by the date I put on the change when it was on the strings when it was changed. So yeah, so here we go. You got all the strings in. You got your neck is clean, your frets are clean, your bridge is clean, and next step is to tune it. And I'll discuss that in the video because this video was longer than I thought. Catch you later. My name is JC Van Luyn, and I write songs.